from a judge losing his temper at a rude defendant.
I'm losing my mind in here.
Settle down! Settle down!
To the moment a judge called out a cocky probation officer.
Who told you that? Oh, hold on. Mr. Flanagan called.
These are times judges destroyed attorneys, probation officers, and annoying defendants in the most interesting court moments. Starting with this moment where a defendant who is also a gangster thought it would be fun to refuse a judge's probation condition.
It's a misdemeanor charge, so I have to get my checks back.
All right, so here's my question. When you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
CBD. I'm not going to lie, CBD, because I don't take
All right,
meds.
so why are you, here's the thing. People find money for things that they shouldn't find money for. I always tell people, if it's important, you treat it like it's important. So you're going to get drug tested today, and we're going to see what the results are.
Throughout the interaction, the defendant came off as extremely rude, and it was obvious he had no plans to comply with the judge.
Not doing what you're supposed to do. Now, if you can find money for CBD oil and all of that, you can find money for your drug testing. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And if too much money is being taken out of your check for child support, then you need to get another job.
At some point, he even said he can't work to pay child support, but the judge wasn't buying his excuses.
Job, I'm wounded from Iraq. Like literally, I got shot in my leg and my buttocks. If I try to get a job, I get in trouble for all the payment that they've already given me. They're gonna file a back pay for it. That's the only reason I can't work.
understand. And here's the thing: I respect the military. Majority of my family members have been in military. I don't understand the fact that someone is shot in the leg that they get benefits. That means they don't work anymore. I don't understand that. I don't understand who someone gets shot in the butt.
When he got asked about his gang affiliation, he tried to play it off by being smart, but it just didn't work.
I still don't understand.
That's the only reason, ma'am. I can show you all my tattoos.
I know.
I've never
what
been
CASA means.
I've never
and I
been
know
to
what
prison. I've never been to prison. How would I be in a gang if I've never been to prison? Like,
oh, there are plenty of people who are in gangs who've never been to prison.
like that's a gang. That's a prison gang. Like,
No, they have people in prison who are documented gang members with that gang, but then they have people who are not in prison who are documented gang members.
I'm not a gang member. I like I said, it's the White House. Y'all can check it.
Eventually, the judge had to set things straight and put an end to his drama.
Anymore, with regards to the gang affiliation, you're on gang supervision. They say you're a gang member. If you want to get an attorney in here, then that attorney can be in here. But I will tell you, you're on deferred adjudication for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The range of punishment for that offense, if you're revoked, is up to 20 years in prison.
This defendant thought it would be fun to lie to a judge during a hearing for his bond violation. He sure didn't expect the reality check that came afterward.
He's had multiple missed tests as well as positive tests from August 12th until September 10th, which is very concerning to the people given that this is an OWI third in which the BAC was 0.188 and he's had numerous.
At this point, he just went on lying to the judge about getting drugged and tried to paint the probation officer as giving a false narrative of his behavior. But the judge saw right through it.
Face.
Yeah,
Mr. Shannon?
I had no idea because the scrambler, it was non-alcoholic beer. That's what it said, non-alcoholic. So I'm on naltrexone. I can't, this right here is a blocker. You can't get drunk on it. So I was just drinking for the beer. We were barbecuing and things like of that nature, and I was just only drinking for the beer.
Your Honor,
Once again, the judge gives him a chance to come clean.
Whoa. And Mr. Shannon, let me just tell you, been doing this a long time, so you might want to think before you start answering me.
Okay.
At this point, the judge was starting to get really pissed off, but he did his best to keep calm, though it wasn't going to be for long.
No, Mr. Shannon, I don't have a problem giving people some leeway.
And that's what I got something really important I got to do tomorrow.
Mr. Shannon, I'm going to advise you to let the judge finish his direction.
I don't mind, and I'll just say this, Mr. Shannon.
Finally, the judge called him out for blatantly lying about his alcohol consumption.
I get people that they slip up. I get that things happen. Exactly. And I'll be able to deal with people when that does. Mm-hmm. But what I don't like is when something happens and people are lying to me. I think you were lying to me when you were first here. I think that then through your counsel, but I mean, I understand she's advocating.
What starts as a simple probation check-in spirals into a full-on exposure of abuse, misinformation, and a judge who refuses to be disrespected.
Reporting monthly.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that.
Next, you'll meet Mr. Lee, a young man doing everything right, paying off over $30,000, finishing his court-ordered classes, and checking every box. But behind the scenes, he was being forced to do things the court never ordered, and when Judge Bryant hears about it, she goes off.
Court Douglas Mons, P4916, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Lee, who is appearing by Zoom. Sir, could you state your full name for the record?
Jalen Lee.
Okay. Today is the day set for review. According to probation, your discharge date is May the 2nd. You were placed on a 12-month probationary period, and I placed...
This is a case where the judge herself becomes the hero, and the courtroom turns into a battleground for truth. You'll witness illegal probation demands, shady drug tests, and a probation officer who's lucky she no longer works there. So stick with us, because by the end of this video, you'll be cheering for Judge Bryant and wondering how many others are being misled just like Mr. Lee.
The halfway point, however, you're not quite finished. So this says that you did pay the restitution in full. It says the restitution of $30,000 was paid in full. You completed the theft awareness class. You have done some you've completed 8 of the 10 gamblers counseling. Well, let's see. She's saying 2 different things. How many gamblers counseling?
Let's take a moment here. This defendant, Mr. Lee, has paid $30,000 in restitution, completed 10 gambling counseling sessions, and even a theft awareness course. That's a mountain of effort. What Judge Bryant is doing here is carefully reviewing his progress. This is a perfect example of how courtroom reviews are meant to protect defendants and the integrity of the justice system. When someone is working this hard to change their life, the court needs to honor that, not create new hurdles.
Count 2, you owe $510 on count 2.
That's the only thing that I haven't completed, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Well then, don't worry about calling her, Mr. Flanagan. So let's do this.
Now, here's where the situation gets muddy. Mr. Lee mentions he still owes $510, but he's just started a new job. He's not asking for a pass, he's asking for time. And Judge Bryant, she listens. No threats, no lectures, just realistic planning. So far, things are smooth. Routine review, cooperative defendant, reasonable judge. But here's where it flips. Mr. Lee's about to ask a simple question. Do I still need to check in? And that's going to light a firestorm.
Reporting monthly.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that.
I said that originally, but they told me that the judge don't make the rules here. That was the quote that they...
Who told you that? Oh, hold on. Mr. Flanagan called Mr. Farm.
There it is. The judge don't make the rules here. That's the line. That's the exact moment Judge Bryant goes from calm to absolutely done. Think about the implications. Court-ordered probation overridden by someone in the probation office. That's not just bad practice, it's borderline illegal.
Call them right now. I need you to tell us who told you that. Call them right now. Matter of fact, you can call Mr. Wade too. Call them right now.
Drug related, but I've been doing the drug straight every month.
Mr. Lee, let me apologize on behalf.
Let's be crystal clear here. Mr. Lee was placed on non-reporting probation. That means no monthly check-ins, no drug testing unless ordered by the judge. And yet, he's been showing up every month, paying out of pocket, peeing in cups for no reason. Judge Bryant isn't just upset, she's furious. And rightfully so. What would you do if someone in a government office forced you to follow rules that didn't exist?
This turned out to be a great Tuesday. But you did not have to report, Mr. Lee. You were not supposed to be reporting on a monthly basis. And we're getting ready to nip that in the bud right now. I'm so excited for my future and yours.
Mr. Lee had been nervous, but Judge Bryant made it clear. He was never supposed to report monthly, and he certainly didn't have to drug test. This part hits hard. Mr. Lee, who doesn't use drugs and wasn't convicted of a drug offense, was forced to undergo monthly drug tests that weren't ordered. He spent over $150 complying with bogus demands. And Judge Bryant, she doesn't just apologize, she credits him financially and wipes that nonsense off the table. This is what judicial accountability looks like.
I thought
And
so
you,
too.
you should have told him that, and then you should have just not shown up. Nothing would have happened to you. Nothing.
I just was nervous. I didn't want to get violated. I was just trying to follow
know.
the rules.
You said Mr. Farmer is logging in right now?
Yes, Your Honor.
He's not logging in. He must not have been at his computer. And it is correct that Miss Bryson is no longer with. That could be part of the reason she's not here, because she thought the judge didn't make the rules.
Mr. Farmer logs in, and you can feel the mood shift. Judge Bryant lays it out. Mr. Lee was lied to, misled, and extorted. The probation officer who told him the judge don't make the rules is gone, and probably lucky she is. The courtroom isn't just about punishment. It's about restoring trust.
Bryson is no longer with. That could be part of the reason she's not here, because she thought the judge didn't make the rules. I don't know why she's not here anymore.
Yeah.
So, Your Honor, my understanding is that the requirements of Mr. Lee are that he complete the payment of $510 and provide proof that he's completed the Gamblers Counseling classes.
Judge Bryant doesn't just forgive, she recalculates. She reduces Mr. Lee's balance, offers credit for the bogus drug screens, and clarifies that no further reporting is required. All he has to do is show proof of counseling and pay the new reduced balance. This next defendant left the judge completely stunned after a shocking discovery in court. She had spent 20 long years trapped in the system, even though her original sentence was just 3 years of probation. Somewhere along the line, the system failed her badly. The judge's face said it all: disbelief, frustration, and sadness, as he realized how a simple case had turned into 2 decades of unnecessary punishment.
Issue with you.
Sorry?
We have an issue with you. What do you think that issue is?
She tried to make it look like she was making progress, but it was obvious to the judge that something was seriously wrong.
Parenting classes, and I've been having my drug tests 4 times a week, and so that's been helping me a lot with staying away from the drugs. And I also got a job too, so, and that's 12-hour shifts. So
It didn't take long for her to appear before the same judge a few years later, still having problems with the law.
Placed on deferred adjudication in 2016 CR 5076 for the offense of burglary of a habitation on August the 22nd, 2017 for a period of 3 years and extended for a total of 6 years. Is that you?
Yes.
All right, state.
It turns out her real issue is drugs, which have kept her within the system longer than she was supposed to be.
All right, has she done anything on probation? Other than just being on probation?
She went to my office with that. She completed patterns intervention. She completed a significant amount, Judge. Addiction just got hold.
Probation?
If that was shocking, we have the case where a defendant stole her sister's identity and has continued to appear in court ever since, up until the 187th time.
Number controlled substance group 1, less than 1 gram on January 5th, 2021 for a period of 3 years. Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge.
As expected, her problems began with a serious drug addiction.
To be, and know that you are going to get drug tested today. So what are the results?
I'm going to come out clean. I'm also on CPS, ma'am, so they're also drug testing me as well.
By the next time she would show up, things were not looking too good at all.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor.
Even more shocking was the moment this defendant completely lost control after hearing his sentence. 1 second he was standing still, and the next he exploded in rage, shouting, thrashing, and refusing to be restrained. The courtroom turned chaotic in seconds as officers moved in, leaving everyone stunned by his violent outburst and total meltdown.
I will let you have contact.
I love her to death.
I'm going to go. Please don't interrupt me again.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to order fines 100, costs 200, 75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment. So fines and costs are 4 1/4. Probation fees are $240 for 6, 65. Screening fees 60 for 7, 25. Attorney fees of 40. Your total 765.
From the moment the judge began reading his sentence, you could tell this dude was about to lose it. His breathing got heavier, his eyes started darting around, and his whole body tensed up like a ticking bomb. And sure enough, seconds later, he completely crashed out, yelling, kicking, and breaking down right there in the courtroom as officers rushed to restrain him. It was pure chaos and disbelief all at once.
If you keep up on this nonsense, I'm just telling you. All right, thank you. Good luck, Mr. Liberty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, take a look at this shocking moment a judge caught a defendant trying to leave the state while being on a Zoom call.
Telling you that your court date is going to be on October 24th. A motion to revoke has been filed. If you would like to speak to your attorney by phone and your attorney has your phone, you can remain on the phone and your attorney can perhaps negotiate with the state and see if the state is willing to do anything. However, a warrant is going to be issued for your arrest.
Apparently, she had left the state without reporting to her probation office and ended up getting a warrant for her arrest after this was discovered. Well, if that last case was wild, this next one gets even wilder as we have the moment an attorney was caught using ChatGPT for his briefing, forcing the judge to report him to the bar.
Case by that name.
Neither could my staff attorney, and she started to question herself. She's fairly new, and I said, no, you've done this before, so let's just ask questions. So, Mr. Gillespie, none of the cases made sense.
At this point, the judge felt it was her responsibility to make sure this attorney got called out for his very unprofessional behavior.
Right now, bear with me 1 sec.
And in all fairness, I'm going to tell you, I looked you up, so I know you practice in several jurisdictions. I'm not sure if this is something from another jurisdiction, and maybe it's their case law, but it's not Georgia.
Yeah, no, I have this as the Georgia Court of Appeals case.
It was obvious at this point that he didn't have much to say to defend himself, but it just kept getting worse for him.
Yeah, because the case law, like I said, I wasn't, some of it just wasn't adding up, or I wasn't able to find the sites that were listed.
So that first one, that Kaplan v. Banks, was the first one that I noted that I just couldn't find either a case by that name or that citation to the Georgia Court of Appeals went to a different case called Hightower versus Cervantes, which analyzed the timeliness of an appeal and had nothing to do with what it was cited for in the brief.
It didn't take long for the judge to figure out he was using AI, and it left him completely embarrassed.
This is where, I guess, ChatGPT or whatever the legal version of the AI, research and writing platform is. But we've had some issues with that where even judges have been dinged because they've, instead of using good old elbow grease and...
As of the time of this video, sources say the attorney got suspended.
Grease and eye shine, they've, resorted to using the platforms. And what concerns me is you're in about 30 different jurisdictions, I swear, between the federal court, 5 different states. I'm a second generation lawyer. I practice in one state because it's easier. You get to know everything. You don't mess up.
If that was wild, we have the moment a judge lost it when she had to attend to a defendant once again, after she had been arrested 18 different times already.
And are you Miss Lewis?
Yes, ma'am.
And how do you pronounce your first name?
Amoya.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? It's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility.
From the start, it was obvious the defendant was in a lot of trouble, but it was about to get even more interesting for a lot of the wrong reasons.
This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to a $500 fine. That would be probated. 2 years deferred adjudication. A referral to felony drug court while in custody. Because it's Monday, they should be able to get to you this week.
During this hearing, things ended on a good note, and it looked like she would finally be able to straighten things out with her life after her light sentence. But that just didn't happen.
The conditions.
Yes, because I wanted her to be in felony drug court. And the last time we were here, June 27th, I wanted her to be referred to felony drug court. And I guess, as you all were saying, felony drug court technically wouldn't accept her because of the new case. Yes, let's do that. So are we going to take it in consideration and withdraw?
Even more shocking is the moment this next defendant completely lost it on the judge after hearing his sentence. almost blaming him for how the results of his own decisions turned out.
Assure you I will move on this then, Mr. Liberty. I want to make sure we're doing the right thing.
So you're gonna put me in? Are you gonna put me in rehab, or are you gonna keep me here and put me in a mental ward where it's gonna destroy my mind? You can't just let me go. You can't just let my mom. Those are old letters from last year. My mom and I have a great relationship.
He really started to act out, and the judge wasn't about to quietly sit by and let him rant.
You better.
She detailed everything in the letters to her 2 days ago.
Listen.
She wants me to go to rehab. You're gonna keep me in here for another week? I'm gonna lose my mind, dude. Do you know that they're squirting? They squirted, 20 of them surrounded me, and they squirted cleaner in my eye the other day. I'm losing my mind in here.
Settle down!
The judge couldn't take it anymore, lost his cool, but things eventually ended in quite the wholesome manner.
Liberty.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to caution you. I'm calling your case. Don't start getting lippy with me again. You got it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anthony Eli Liberty, 23T720712. Mr. Carmen, you're...
He calmed down, and the judge's sentence on his case didn't turn out as bad as he expected.
Exit costs are $4 1/4. Probation fees are $240 for 665. Screening fees $60 for 725. Attorney fees of $40. Your total $765. Here's the big thing.
Yes, sir.
No alcohol. Just let me finish. No alcohol, no illegal drugs, no marijuana. If probation tells you to, you're to submit the chemical testing on their demand. Okay? Kratom poppy seeds and CBD oils are prohibited. Consuming food or other items containing those substances will be deemed a violation. You 9 days credit. You are to successfully complete attend an inpatient treatment program and successfully complete a substance abuse mental health treatment program at Oakdale Recovery. Now the key, so you have to go to that program. You leave the program before we get a letter saying that you successfully completed. I'm gonna give you every single day I can give you. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you violate, your probation could be revoked. You could be incarcerated for 93 days. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer. Any questions, counsel?
None, Your Honor.
Any questions, Mr. Liberty?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Things ended quite well for this defendant, but the same can't be said about this next one, who shocked the whole court with his expression after he got sentenced to death for murder.
Mr. Fagan, you can stand up, please, sir, with your attorneys. Upon the verdict, the jury find you, Sean Chan Finnegan, to be guilty of murder in the first degree as charged in the indictment. Upon further verdict of fixing the punishment of death, it is therefore ordered that you shall be put to death by lethal injection in the mode prescribed by Tennessee law pursuant to the provisions of Tennessee Code annotated 40-23-114.
His cold, emotionless reply after the sentencing sent a chill through the entire courtroom. There was no remorse, no hint of regret, just a haunting emptiness in his words. It added a heavy layer of sadness, leaving everyone in silent disbelief at how detached he seemed from his own fate.
At Nashville, Tennessee, pending appellate review. Thank you. Have a seat, sir. And then also I'm going to sign the order that as the 13th juror, I accept and approve the sentencing and the verdict rendered.
Even more twisted was the eerie facade that filled the courtroom when this child sexual offender was sentenced to death. Some gasped, others sat frozen, but his blank, almost detached expression made it worse. The moment was heavy, unsettling, and a chilling reminder of how evil can wear a calm face.
One of the indictment. Accordingly, as to count 1, for the first-degree murder of Felicia Williams, the defendant, Granville Ritchie, is hereby sentenced to death. Defendant shall be delivered into the custody of the Florida Department of Corrections at the Florida State Prison, where he shall...
Next, we have the moment a judge was left absolutely shocked to find out that a defendant was actually a lawyer.
Well, I don't know if I'm currently licensed. I let my license go. I did MCLEs. I was supposed to do them over the summer. I had them due, and I just decided not to go back to.
The judge just couldn't understand why someone who could be in his position would wind up in such a situation.
You didn't like being a lawyer? I love being a lawyer. No, I love. Just stop. I'm sorry? Why stop? Because in order to practice here, which is my new home, it would have been It would have been a process of, I think, taking a bar 3 days.
Next, we have the moment an attorney insisted that things be done properly, especially when it involved a case where the defendant wasn't present at the moment.
Is Mr. Hillsman going to be here?
I do.
And what was your response?
I said, yes, Your Honor. What I meant by that is if we are to begin trial at 1 o'clock, Mr. Hillsman will be present as the defendant.
Okay, and that is not what you had said.
Even after the judge tried to spin the case into what it was not, the attorney made sure to stand his ground and ensure that things were done properly.
That's correct. There are no motions before the court by either party. There are no proceedings that are set to begin at any point at any time in this courtroom. With respect
We
to
are
Mr.
rolling
Hillsman,
this.
Your Honor.
We'll be on for Monday.
Even more shocking is the moment a defendant decided that things would be best if he were allowed to defend himself in court.
Yeah, so I got the motions right here for continuance and to move forward as pro se, and that's what I'd like to do. I'm aware of the risk and everything.
What do you need a delay for?
So I can get some motions filed.
Well, so what? What did the motions say that need a delay?
The motions say that I wanted to file?
Yeah. What are you asking for?
One of them I wanted to file for recusal because there's bias in this courtroom. I don't trust being...
Even after the judge tried to discourage him, he maintained his stance, claiming that he was fully aware of the risks involved.
Another one, I wanted to challenge the grand jury proceedings to make sure due process was followed.
Well, what's your complaint about the grand jury?
I don't think due process was followed. Like this.
For what reason?
That's a common thing in this county. It's very common. I read case law and everything where people have had their grand jury stuff pushed through and there were steps skipped and everything and case has been dismissed, and I would...
No one knows what gave him that mindset, but we sure hope he has a backup plan because even the judge seems confused by the whole thing.
Are you citing?
There was one with Hartman where the guy was falsely accused of interrupting the courtroom or whatever, and because the guy named Alfred wasn't sworn into the district attorney's office or whatever.
Next up, we have the dramatic moment an attorney swooped in at the very last minute to save his client from jail time. The defendant had been caught violating his probation, a situation that usually ends badly. But this lawyer wasn't giving up.
Malone, do we have a bond violation?
Yes, Judge. Alleged curfew violations. There's a few where he's like...
You step outside, then that's the wrong thing. I'm putting you in jail if you do that.
I can't walk around my apartment.
No! Home confinement is home confinement. Mr. Malone, I'm revoking your bond. It goes with you. You're gone for 2 hours on that one.
With calm precision and sharp reasoning, he turned the case around, convincing the judge to reconsider. It was a tense courtroom showdown that showed how sometimes the right words at the right moment can change everything. The judge was losing it already, and the defendant wasn't doing much to help his case. At this point, only one person could truly help him out.
That is because upstairs, they're offering him a time served, which Mr. Malone is more likely going to take. If he does that, the state's going to dismiss this case here.
Okay, I'll do this to you. I'll roll it to tomorrow, and I'll set up for bond forfeiture. You must be back here tomorrow. If you haven't taken the case, if you haven't taken care of it, you're to be here tomorrow. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And when I mean stay at home, stay at home. Don't go out. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to see you tomorrow, one way or the other, if you don't take care of it.
It's a good thing the clutch attorney helped his case. By now, he probably would have been on his way back to jail, all for a slight mistake on his part. This is the very crazy moment a judge was captured mocking his attorney during a court session. A lot of people found it petty, but apparently judges thought it was amusing.
Your magic, Miss Sloan, conjure it up on our screens because the hyperlink isn't working for me. It may be purely personal refusal to cooperate with me.
You should now be receiving an invitation.
I have to say that for me, this is an education in how this system works, or does not work.
No one would have guessed, Mr. Birnbaum.
Coming up next, we have this moment a defendant dismissed her court-appointed lawyer in favor of representing herself.
I'm dismissing my court-appointed attorney and representing myself.
Okay, so start with this. What's your name?
Chloe Whitsitt.
Okay. And you're intending upon representing yourself in this matter?
At this time, yes, Your Honor, I am. I am dismissing the court-appointed attorney at this time, yes.
Okay, what's going on?
Until my family and I decide what law firm we are going to choose, I will be representing myself.
Okay, all right. So you need time to seek a attorney?
Well,
This was the moment a judge delivered a heartbreaking and deeply emotional monologue to a defendant whose own reckless actions led to the death of her child. The courtroom fell silent as the judge spoke, not with anger, but with sorrow and disbelief.
The ultimate act of betrayal, leaving your baby terrified, alone, unprotected, to suffer what I heard was the most gruesome death imaginable, with no food, no water, no protection, and lying in her own feces. You decided you needed a vacation. You left your baby, Jalen, trapped in a pack and play without food and water for 10 days. I'm going to sentence you to life.
He described the tragedy as an unimaginable act of maternal carelessness, something no sentence could ever truly fix. Every word carried the weight of a lost life, leaving everyone present shaken by the devastating consequences of one mother's irreversible mistake. The interaction is one of the most painful moments in televised court sessions. Take a look at this incredible moment where this amazing lawyer ended a case in less than a minute.
Leave, you followed it.
I saw a car leave and I saw him driving.
You saw Mr. Symington behind the wheel of a car?
Yes.
And you followed it?
Yes.
You radioed to dispatch, quote, "I'm going to follow this Mustang. It was the one that appeared to be 2301 driving it." What does code 2301 mean?
Drunk.
And yet you did not stop him when you saw him initially, correct?
No.
Despite the fact that you suspected him of being drunk.
Correct.
Aside from the signal violation, just briefly, you did not see any other bad driving?
No, I did not.
He completed all field sobriety tests with no clues?
All that I requested, yes.
All indicative of a sober person?
He did the field sobriety test correctly, but I still believed he was not sober.
Next is the shocking moment a defendant suddenly attacked the judge, leaving the entire courtroom in utter chaos. What started as a routine hearing turned violent within seconds, papers flying, officers rushing in, and gasps echoing through the room. It was a terrifying reminder of how unpredictable courtrooms can be.
If you become disruptive.
I don't care. I haven't done anything to this court. I haven't done anything to him.
She will be arrested for
It
contempt of
doesn't
court.
make any difference.
You will serve 10 days for contempt of court. Go now.
Get off of me!
Stand by the back.
Wait and see.
This is the wild moment a disruptive woman was thrown out of the courtroom after repeatedly acting out of control and disrespecting the judge. She interrupted proceedings, talked back, and ignored multiple warnings until security finally stepped in. The judge's patience snapped, and she was escorted out as the room fell silent.
Hand down. I don't have a counterclaim, sir. I don't care what you have there. There is no counterclaim here for damage.
Well, what is a counterclaim?
We just wanted her out. We didn't want nothing to do with her.
We don't ever see her again.
We just wanted her out,
please.
Sure.
Can I just ask for 5 minutes?
Put her out.
2 minutes.
Put her out.
Want to say?
Put her out.
Explain her
Put her
story
out.
for 2 minutes because I feel like you're
Out.
manipulating.
Out.
You're manipulating
Out.
the situation
Yes.
with your questions.
Out.
Come this way.
This is ridiculous.
It's one of the most satisfying court moments to watch. This next guy had the audacity to call the judge harsh, but in reality, he's been the one blatantly disobeying the high court for 10 whole years.
Test my patience. No. Kindly don't be so harsh upon me, Milord. Harsh? No, but harsh. Milord. For 10 years, you've not complied with the order of the High Court. 10 years. And you're telling me you're being harsh?
For a decade, he's ignored rulings, dodged orders, and acted like the law doesn't apply to him. And now, suddenly, he wants sympathy? It's almost laughable how quickly arrogance turns into victimhood when the tables finally turn. This is the hilarious interaction between an angry judge and an elderly lawyer.
Let me answer the question, ask the questions, all right? You're finding yourself very close to contempt.
I'm sorry.
When did you receive notice on paper of today's hearing?
Verbally, yes.
No.
Here's the brief back and forth between a lawyer and a judge. It's almost like he's deliberately trying to provoke the judge, pushing boundaries, testing patience, and daring the court to snap. Every smirk, every sarcastic remark feels calculated, as if he wants a contempt charge.
Let me answer the question, ask the questions, all right? You're finding yourself very close to contempt.
I'm sorry.
When did you receive notice on paper of today's hearing?
Verbally, yes.
No, on paper, when did you receive it?
Receive what, Your Honor?
Good God. When did you receive, on paper, the notice of today's hearing?
I have not received anything on paper of today's hearing.
Then how did you know to call my staff yesterday and tell them that you were going to appear by Zoom?
That's correct.
At this point, it's not just reckless. It's a dangerous game of ego played in a courtroom. Here is the moment a judge and a lawyer got into an argument over politics.
Let me answer the question. Ask the
Go ahead.
questions, all right? You're finding
Yes, sir.
yourself very close to contempt.
I'm sorry.
When did you receive?
Next is the shocking moment a woman completely lost control after hearing her court sentence, screaming and crying uncontrollably as the reality of her punishment sank in. The judge sat frozen in disbelief while officers tried to calm her down. The entire courtroom was left stunned by her emotional breakdown.
You're going to jail today. I'm keeping her on probation, subject to all existing terms. 3 days jail, have a seat. I'm not going to argue.
Next up, we have the absolutely shocking moment when a mother accused of killing her 2 children completely lost control in court. As the judge began to speak, she suddenly exploded with rage, shouting and lashing out violently in a fit of denial and fury. Security officers rushed to restrain her as the courtroom erupted in chaos, leaving everyone stunned by the sheer intensity of her outburst.
Children's 2 fathers. You! Everybody want to know? Yes, I did kill her! In a lightning bolt.
This judge couldn't believe his eyes when the defendant showed up to court completely drunk. Slurring his words and stumbling through his statement, the man's behavior crossed every line of courtroom decorum. The judge immediately called him out, his tone sharp and incredulous, making it clear such disrespect wouldn't be tolerated.
No, there's no sorries here. Guess what happens now? Did he really test positive for alcohol? 0.5. A 0.05? Guess what happens now? When did he test? You drinking now?
No, I haven't drank.
You just blew positive, man.
I understand that, sir. I slipped. I apologize.
It turns out this defendant had already tested positive for alcohol during one of his probation checks, a clear violation of his release terms. But what shocked everyone even more was that he actually showed up to court drunk. His slurred speech and unstable behavior made it obvious, leaving the judge visibly frustrated and disappointed. After giving him several chances to change, the judge finally lost patience, calling out his complete lack of discipline and respect for the court.
9 in the morning, man. What the flip?
I have not drunk this morning.
You just blew.
Judge, we can't give him credit for the time that
He's going to get credit now, but I mean,
he's been coming twice a week to court, testing everything.
Yasha, he's blowing up.
This judge completely lost composure during a heated DNA reveal involving a rude and disrespectful deadbeat father. Throughout the hearing, the man kept interrupting and mocking the mother, showing zero remorse or maturity. But when the DNA results were finally revealed, proving he was indeed the father, the judge's patience snapped, delivering a fiery reprimand that left the entire courtroom silent and the man utterly humiliated.
I'm so sick of your little nonsense mouth running.
Yes, Your Honor.
You a tall glass of nothing. Sitting up here clowning in this courtroom today, clapping and smiling, acting like a buffoon. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Streeter versus Hartfield,
By the time the DNA results were revealed, all he could do was sit there in silence, drowning in shame. His earlier arrogance and mockery vanished instantly as the truth hit him hard. The judge's words echoed through the courtroom, leaving him humiliated and everyone else stunned by his downfall.
the month-old Caleb Streeter, Mr. Hartfield, you are the father.
Okay, that's cool. That's okay.
Do you understand now what you just made a child with?
Right.
No, look at me. I don't know what he told you up until this point. I will say that con men like him, they can be very charismatic. You two are both very beautiful young women, but I want you to seek.
This judge was left completely frustrated after reviewing the shocking criminal record of a defendant who had the nerve to request a bond. With a long list of prior offenses and repeated violations, the judge's patience quickly ran out, making it clear that leniency was no longer an option in this case.
Let's get this right. Here in Harris County, in 22, you have a burglary of a building. a failure to identify oneself as a fugitive from justice, meaning you're trying to evade law enforcement. You have a prior fugitive case from 21. You have another failure to ID from 2024. You're on federal probation in some other state. You have another open burglary in Nebraska, and you had an evading in a motor vehicle in Montgomery County.
Judging by how much this defendant still has to settle with the law, it's clear she won't be getting what she came for. Her long list of violations and past offenses spoke louder than her words, leaving the judge with no choice but to deny her request outright.
And you want me to set you a bond?
That's me. All right.
Jay has also indicated to me that she is on federal probation right now.
This defendant had managed to evade her case for an astonishing 1,300 days, ignoring court orders and skipping appearances. But her luck finally ran out the moment she showed up. The judge ordered an immediate lockup. Years of dodging justice ended in seconds as officers took her away.
Your case is 1,300 days old. We have given you bond after bond after bond, and now you get a third PR bond? I don't think so. I am now revoking that PR bond. She goes with you. Please. Can you point Ms. Huertero, a lawyer, please?
This is the disturbing moment an accused child killer smirked in court, showing a chilling lack of remorse for the pain and devastation she caused. As the charges were read, her cold smile stunned everyone in the room. The judge, visibly disturbed, called out her heartless demeanor as the victims' families watched in disbelief.
June 3rd, 2024, the defendant did knowingly cause serious physical harm to J.W. on date of birth 10/29/2020.
This was the heartbreaking moment a judge realized the defendant standing before her was actually her former middle school classmate. The emotional reunion left the courtroom silent as memories of their shared childhood clashed with the tragic reality of the case. Fighting back tears, the judge expressed both sorrow and disbelief at how life had unfolded.
Question for you. Did you go to Nautilus for middle school?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry to see you there. I always wondered what happened to you, sir.
Oh my goodness.
This is the nicest kid in middle school.
Oh my goodness.
He was the best kid in middle school. I used to play football with him, all the kids, and look what
They met again outside the courtroom, this time in a moment free of sadness or tension. Away from the weight of the case, the two old classmates finally shared a genuine reunion, smiles, laughter, and warm memories replacing the earlier heartbreak. It was a rare human reminder of forgiveness and second chances.
His family was there, and so was Judge Glazer. And at this, their second encounter, she had a message for him.
you take care of your family, try and get a job, stay clean. You're going to do something good for somebody else. That's what you got to do.
Call it a pledge to do better.
And it seems like this judge happens to recognize everyone, because in another court session, she recognized another defendant.
The cruise, what were you on, the Breeze?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Isn't that cool? You had a nice cruise? I'm glad to be back to work. I had to watch 4 kids.
You was on a cruise this weekend that just passed?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't see me dancing? I was the one
You were
dancing.
dancing, I was sitting upstairs in the shade. It was a fun time, huh?
Yes, but this
you
is
were in
crazy.
that contest by the pool now, were you? Nah, I didn't see it.
Yeah. I definitely was.
I'm sorry you have to go through this, sir.
Moving away from the more wholesome moments, this was the shocking scene when a completely unhinged defendant left the entire courtroom speechless after being convicted of a truly horrific crime. Instead of showing remorse, the defendant erupted into chaotic laughter and wild outbursts, mocking the judge and victims. Security officers quickly moved in as the stunned courtroom watched the disturbing display unfold in disbelief.
I'm not sorry for something I didn't do, and I am not sorry for the things I did do.
Mr. O'Neill,
All right.
Listen, stop.
All right.
Listen to me.
I'm not
You're not going to raise your voice again.
I'm not going to raise my voice again. I'm not.
I will have you removed from this courtroom. I can send you.
As clear as day, this horrible man clearly says he isn't sorry for what he did, and it gets even worse when you find out what he is in there for.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't conduct
I
yourself.
understand, Your Honor.
Thank you.
But I will say, I'm sorry for your loss.
This was the shocking moment the defendant stood before the victims' families and offered an empty apology, saying he was sorry for their loss, but never once admitting or apologizing for his own role in causing it. His cold, detached words left everyone in the courtroom stunned and deeply angered.
I've seen human beings killed at the hands of others in every way imaginable. You name it, I've seen it. Shootings, stabbings, drownings, suffocatings, blown apart by cars and DUI manslaughter cases. Horrible things. This is the worst case I have ever seen as far as the facts go.
Even the judge couldn't believe what she was hearing. Staring in disbelief, she called out the case as one of the worst she had ever seen. Her voice trembled with anger and disappointment as she condemned the defendant's lack of accountability, leaving the courtroom heavy with shock and silence. This was the crazy moment an inmate got extremely angry at the deputies and the judge and kept throwing insults at the judge, leaving everyone frustrated.
Bullshit. I didn't hawk up no saliva, okay? That's bullshit, and you're gonna believe those lies. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't hawk up no saliva. You gonna believe a lie because they wearing uniform. Rogue deputy.
Look at me.
Just like Eagle. You ain't gotta scream at me. You gonna raise your voice at me?
Oh my God.
You raise your voice at me, I raise my voice at you. You just in a row.
I appreciate Mr. Gaines making my point for me.
You punk.
Very well received.
Maggot mother.
And I don't think I have to take.
At this point, the judge couldn't take it anymore and decided to call out the defendant and demand that he be thrown out of the court.
You. Use a.
He's a tough guy now.
Use a.
But I think.
Use a. And you'll be a. After I get sentenced, punk.
I think Mr. Gaines is forfeited to me.
I'm ready to go. I was ready to go. You punk.
This judge got so angry at the fact that this black man was detained over no clear fact and reason for the defendant to be in court because he clearly never did anything wrong.
I mean,
I spoke to the officer this morning who told me that he was pacing the defendant at 54 miles per hour.
okay, in a what? In a what? I mean, if it's on 610, he's fine, right? And then he's interference duties. What is he interfering with? What did he do wrong?
I think it was after the stop was initiated, the officer was running the plates, the defendant stepped out of his vehicle, the officer told him to...
At this point, the judge couldn't believe what he was hearing, and it was obvious he was going to dismiss the case and let the guy go free.
Locked his arms and tensed up, so as he was attempting to detain him, following that incident of him telling him to get back in the vehicle. And it was that...
What's the basis for arrest?
It was just a temporary detention. He was just attempting to detain him while he was trying to investigate.
What's he doing wrong? What's he doing wrong?
65.
No, I don't think so. I can find no probable cause. No, it's just, he gets out of the car, and then it just...
This is the moment an unruly defendant thought it was a good idea to curse out a judge during a Zoom court hearing. What started as a routine session quickly turned chaotic as her insults echoed through the call, leaving the judge visibly stunned before swiftly cutting her off and ending the session.
Well, you're clearly saying something.
It might have been Ms. Fowler. I don't know.
No, Miss Fowler's muted. It wasn't. All right, so there's a no contact order. Miss Fowler, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I want to make sure this is clear to both parties. You two stay away from each other. Nobody should be driving by anyone's house. Nobody should be going to anyone's work. Nobody should be Facebooking.
It turns out this defendant has probably made the whole thing complicated for herself, and it's not going to end well for her.
Excuse me? All right, I'm holding Miss Beard in direct contempt. She has a $100 fine.
This man gets 558 days in jail for cursing out a judge, and he learned the lesson of the judge getting angry.
Okay, that's contempt. That's 93. Keep going.
Judge Simpson is going viral again after sentencing this defendant to almost 600 days in jail for cursing.
What's the holdup? It's trespassing.
Pardon?
I don't understand what the holdup is. It's trespassing. I could technically leave and you guys could issue a warrant as long as I don't return. You guys kiss my ass. This is
you know what?
The judge wasted no time reminding the defendant who was truly in charge of the courtroom. With a firm tone and commanding presence, he swiftly put the disrespectful behavior to rest. The defendant's arrogance disappeared instantly as he learned a hard lesson about respect and authority in court.
No. I'm gonna tell you what. You don't come in, you don't you. Okay, that's contempt. That's 93. Keep going. That's another 93. That's another 93. That's another 93.
My favorite part of this clip is how this guy reacts.
That's another 93. That's 6 93s consecutive.
This next court session went completely downhill after this defendant told the judge a simple adios.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Come back, man. Come back. Come back. Give me the paper again.
The judge may have taken things too far, but it didn't stop the defendant from getting worked up over his decision and cursing him out, earning herself a greater sentence.
Are you serious?
I am serious. Adios. Come back again. Come back again. Did you say
Yes,
me?
actually, I
Did you say that?
Yes, sir. I did.
Oh, you did say that?
I'm not
I find you in direct criminal.
In this next clip, this judge couldn't stand the effrontery of this lawyer, especially after he decided to bring her children into the case, completely infuriating her.
You need to sit down right now. You're out of line. In fact, you're excused. You need to go sit in the back with your chief public defender. Mr. Weeks, please ask the lawyer from your office to go sit down and not say anything else. To try to threaten my children and bring up my children is inappropriate. Go to the back of the room now. That just violated about every rule of professional responsibility.
The defense attorneys tried to make their case, but she was absolutely not willing to pay any attention to them.
Never. If you're gonna get up here and you're going to...
Judge, I asked you to go sidebar on this matter.
You, sidebar or not, you don't have one of your assistant public defenders say something about my children?
Judge, that same venom that the court is expressing is the same venom that defense counsel had to sit through this entire morning when their
She
children
brought up her
were
children
being
multiple
referenced.
times during the trial. Nobody knows if I'm barren or not. They don't know.
This back and forth between a judge and a defendant got very tense quickly, especially after the defendant thought it would be funny to throw insults at the judge.
Understand why I'm being ticketed when I see multiple people do it every single day. That's
Sir,
what I don't understand.
if a whole bunch of people rob the bank and then you rob the bank, that doesn't mean you're allowed to rob the bank. Right?
Good thinking. Good thinking. If everybody jumped off a bridge, would I jump off a bridge too?
No, sir. That
You're
is
gonna use that one, right?
That is a lousy analogy.
It certainly didn't take long for things to go completely haywire.
That would be what a not
So was
smart person
yours,
would
so
say.
was yours.
Because
Yours was a
that's not
lousy
the same
analogy.
thing. One is breaking a law, and if you see everybody else do it, you're allowed to do it. The
If
other
I
one,
didn't
jumping
break-
off
I
a
didn't- I
bridge,
don't feel
is
like I
just kind
broke
of
the
a
law.
dumb example to come up
If-
with. But
if-
we're all
if-
set here. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll bring your fucking money, greedy bastards.